Okay. Greetings, everyone. This is Master Nigel again, and I'm bringing another interview with another great change angel. But before I tell you about her, I just want to let you know what we're about here at Change Angel Activation. And at Change Angel Activation, we deliver tools, practices, resources, and people or other angels that allow change angels to make a massive beneficial difference here on the planet. And in this interview, we're introducing you to a super duper change angel. In fact, she's a very special change angel to me. And her name is Angel Julia Steggy. And the reason why she's special to me is because when I started out, I didn't know I was a change agent. I was just an oddball in the city of Oakland doing some weird things. And there was only a few people that I could actually talk to that wouldn't look at me as if I was crazy. And one of them was Angel Julia. And I didn't know she was an angel at the time, but she just listened to me and knew what I was about. And the thing that's the most significant about her in my life is that I had this vision of my logo, the logo that you see on my websites. And I saw it, but I couldn't express it. And so I went to Julia, and she got out her graphic tool, I think it was Final Cut Pro or something, and she just did it right in front of my eyes and put all these stars and magical things. And while it was happening, I was just so excited. I said, print! And I've been using that logo since 1999 to this day,
Wow.
thanks to this beautiful angel, Angel Julia Steggy. So
Wow.
without further ado, I'm going to reveal who she is. Here she is. There's her beautiful smile. And as you can see, she's got a magical personality about her. And so say hello to the angel community, Julia.
Hi, Angel community, Change Angels. Really, thanks for having me, Nigel.
Beautiful. Now, just to remind people of the format of the interview, it's kind of in two parts. The first part is where we treat the change angel as if she's fresh from heaven and just arrived here, fully fully ready to go. But we just want to know what you're about before, what's your essence, and so on. So we're going to ask some specific questions that's designed to bring out her essence. And then we're going to find out what's current, like how is she expressing that in her business and her professional life. So, but just to help us, Julia, here's how we start. We'll just start with, well, first of all, are you a change angel?
Oh, I definitely am. As soon as I heard or read, I guess I read it in an email, the first time I ever read that, Change Angel, I think it said, "Are you a change angel?" And I immediately said, yes. Yes,
Awesome.
I'm a change angel. I like that a lot better than change agent.
Amen. So
Yeah.
what's the difference to you when intuitively, just if you were to break it down, what is a change angel? And if you wanted to contrast it with change agent, but what is it that spoke to you about change angel?
Angel is somebody, I see an angel as somebody that came down to make life better for people, and for the creatures and for the planet. So we somehow agreed to come here and that we're not satisfied unless we're contributing positively to the world. And we also feel personally when anyone is suffering. So we like to end suffering, and that's why we want to change things.
Oh, that is so beautifully said. Oh, that's beautiful, Julia. Now, one of the things I've noticed about change angels is that we arrive on the planet gifted and ready to go.
Yeah.
And, and so I know that you are one of those children who basically was just exhibiting your gifts from day one. So can you remind us of some of your early essence? Take us back to the earliest memories that you have of
Right.
yourself.
I look pretty much the same as I did when I was 2.
You have gray hair back there?
uh, I remember coming into consciousness, and there were times when I would wake up and I was already like awake. So I had different dream and life experiences that were very cosmic. And one of the things that one of my earliest memories is we were renting a house. I was 2 years old, and the guy had just died, this old man, and he had his own office up in the attic, and I used to crawl up there and sit at his desk. So I crawl up into the chair and sit at his desk and draw pictures. And my brothers used to say, like, why do you like hanging out in old Mr. What's-his-name's office? Don't you think, like, aren't you scared that he's a ghost up there? And I'm like, no, he's a nice guy. You know, I just felt very at home in this office. And I remember distinctly looking out the window at night one night at the stars, singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and really trying to figure out the nature of the universe and how I came to be on this planet, and just hanging out with this ghost asking, you know, what the nature of the universe. I thought that was, you know, a very good indication, and that I like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was my favorite song.
Wow.
But I also was very interested in the metaphysical arts at a very young age, as well as the visual arts. And
what kind of age are we talking about here?
oh, about well, from as soon as I could hold a crayon, I was interested in the visual arts. So I was creating art, and as soon as I learned about astrology, I was about 3 or 4.
Wow.
I remember there was a astrology reading on the television before Batman, and so that's how we ended up seeing it. And I remember asking my brothers to shut up while we had to wait through the whole thing, because mine, Pisces, was always at the end. And I endured all sorts of teasing from them about this because it was so important to me to get my astrological reading.
Wow.
And so I was always into that. And as soon as I heard that there was such a thing as ESP, I was totally into that and doing whatever I could to learn about what that was and how to hone my psychic abilities, which I knew I had as soon as I learned what they were.
Beautiful. So now, now that you're more matured and have been applying these for a while, so what would you say your abilities are now, whether they're gifts or talents? How would you categorize them, just to give us a sense of what you're loaded with?
Well, since I've been holding a crayon for over 50 years, I can, you know, do this visual expression thing, you know, where, and because I'm intuitive, I'm able to, when you were telling the story about your logo, I'm actually channeling your vision visually and there's a visual result, which is a really cool thing, and it's a thing that I can't tell you how I can do it. And so when I was younger, I used to think, oh, it's just my head kind of opens like this, and then the design comes in, and then the head closes. Because it just comes there. It's almost fully formed.
Awesome.
So I know that I practiced ever since I could hold a crayon, trying to express these things visually, you know, like with my hand. And, you know, as soon as I could learn a computer in the 80s, you know, how to do it with a computer, and doing it with film and writing, I think is very similar, creating pictures with words. And it's one of those things, it's hard to explain how it could be that I could suddenly just know what somebody wants. But this is what I do every day, is to create other people's visions visually. So I just like channel their vision and create it visually in their style. It's really intense.
That is awesome. You know, recently I've been, as I've been meeting more angels, I've coined this phrase called "there's an angel for that." You know, there's an
angel for that. Yeah, exactly.
So it seems
yeah,
to be
there
like,
is. You know, I guess if you really, if you're aware, like we're like the early indigo children, I think. You know, in the '60s, I was raised in the '60s. But you know that nobody under 50 remembers the 60s. Anyway, so I just feel that if you have like a kind of psychic ability, I like to call it, just straight out, I'm into that. But some people prefer intuitive or empathic
Mm,
ability, right? You know yourself to have it, because if you ever say what you think the other person is really thinking or feeling, you will get confirmation. You'll be like, oh, you're feeling this, or oh, I see you this, and they'll be like, oh my gosh. And that happens every day. You know, by the time you're not very old, you know that this is your ability. And if you care about it, you can combine it with your natural talents, let's call them, and
yeah.
to make that there's an angel for that. It's a skill with that intuitive twist.
Exactly, and they just seem to be born to do that. There's joy in it, and there is skill and artistry. I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, I just remembered, like, you actually drew what I wanted to see. It's like,
Well,
and I,
what's really important for me to say is that I used to do that for people I didn't like or agree with. And I'm talking about way long before I met you. And I thought that it was the skill itself was wrong because of who I was doing it for was wrong. But I didn't know it at the time because I was young. And
mm,
I left. I was in Manhattan. I was doing stuff for Burger King, I mean, and I left. I just said, I'm out of here. And I thought I was going to just leave my entire career behind and just
mm,
start. I just didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't care. And what happened was I did it for free.
mm, interesting.
For I mean that because what happens is that people come and they say, you have a gift for this. You're the one that should be doing this. And so they come and they say, can you do this for me? And I say, of course, because I like you. But at that time I was like, I'm only going to do this if I like you. But then it became, I'm only going to do this if I like your politics.
Right.
And like, if you are in any way contributing to the destruction of the planet or enslavement of people on any level, I just was not going to do it for you. You couldn't call me and say, yeah, I want you to do this cigarette label or something like that. It wasn't going to happen. I just
Wow.
don't think that that's contributing to anything positive. And so after a while, I really thought I couldn't get paid because I got paid for doing it for people I didn't like, and then I did it for free for people that I liked. And where the genius came in was, oh, you know what? I can actually get paid to do this for people I like. And then I can have a livelihood. And so that's what makes it sustainable, because it wasn't sustainable to do it for free for everyone. I got exhausted and burnt out.
So I want to get more into your, your application of your gifts now, and not now I'm saying, but I want to, before I get more into the application of your gifts, I want to stay back at your essence. And one of the things I found with Change Angels is that we are multi-dimensional, multi-gifted, multi-abilities. And to help us focus
Yes.
on one set of them, we tend to take on what I call a persona or an archetype. And I remember yours. And so would you like to say a bit about that?
You mean my archetype as a magical wizard?
Yeah, tell us about that and then demonstrate it for the people.
Oh, well, see, if I'm going to be a magical wizard, then I have to have my magical wizard hat and my magical wizard wand.
Awesome.
Because what I'm really, well, so what I'm really here to be is to be experiencing the magic of life. So the beauty and magic of creation. And so to me, life is magic. It's incredible. I mean, on the level of that we're talking from 400 miles apart from each other via these video contraptions and the internet and all this stuff instantaneously, that's magic in enough, but that we're in a human body, that we can think, that we can relate and connect with another person, to me that's magic, and I want to experience that and to inspire others to experience that every day.
So that was so beautiful that it's worth saying again, because what I think you're expressing is your purpose or mission on Earth. Can you just say it like that for me so that we like, oh, Julia, that's what she's about. Can you tell us
Yeah,
something? Yeah, what is your purpose?
to experience and express the beauty and magic of creation.
Now, are you doing it or are you helping others to do it?
Both.
Ah, so you're the model of the expression, and then you can activate the capacity in others so that they're also able to do it. Is that right?
That's right. It's no fun to just be the only one that's doing it. You know, you want to have everyone around you being experiencing magic as they express their purpose, you know, in a way that attracts their tribe. You know, that's what I'm into. How can you attract your change angels to you? To me, that's it. That's what it's all about. Because once you're attracting your change angels, then you've got a community of magicians who are changing things on a magical level. That,
Awesome.
to me, that's, you know, that's what it's about. That's what I'm here for.
Here's another thing related to that. So, what I like to find out from the angels before, because I know that you have a whole set of business practices and modalities that you offer as service. Before you do that, and I really want the angels to know about those offerings that you have.
All right.
What I'm interested in is assuming that you are successful on the planet, meaning mission accomplished.
Right.
What's the impact of your work on the planet? How does it change people's lives? What's the new heaven on earth that we can now expect to experience because Change Angel Julia was here and she did her thing and left a changed world? Tell us this new world that you see, or what I call the piece of the puzzle that you're holding.
Well, in my mind's eye, I see us like leaping through the fields, and the sun is shining, and you know we are creating the world that we want to see. You know, that we don't feel like victims of the world, but that we are fully engaged in creating the world as we envision it to be. And what we envision it to be, where we're all one, where, you know, where the people are free, you know, and fed and clothed, all that kind of stuff, and that we're actually so free that we can spend time honing our magical creative abilities, which are way beyond anything. I mean, just what we've already created is pretty incredible. We just know that we could create more if everyone were free, that it's more enjoyable for everyone on the planet if we are all able to enjoy it. So, duh. It's just, change angels don't like it when other people are not free or when they're suffering, you know? We want everyone to be happy.
The way I like to think about it is that we remember what the Creator had in mind for the people.
Yeah.
Part of the intention of the original creation, that we were free, we are creative, we are loving, we're connected. There's this beautiful heavenly experience that we can have, and somehow we forgot. So I think the Creator said, you know, I need to send some angels now. Julie, you in? Are you in, Julia?
I'm in.
And Julia, like, send me. I'm in.
I want to go. I have no desire to be anywhere else. That's the thing. You know, even though things aren't perfect in my mind's eye, I'm not sad that I'm here. I'm here because this stuff is happening, and we're supposed to get people together, and all those different gifts that people have, the change angels have. I hear about those gifts all the time, and they are very upset because they can't just select one, and everyone tells them you have to niche it down, and you know, and then they try to confine themselves into a little box that doesn't fit in order to try to attract what it doesn't it from there it starts spiraling out of control. We
Right.
can't attract our right people because we're limiting who we're willing to appear like. I think that maybe my lawyer husband might think that it was very strange if he walked in right now and saw me wearing this wizard hat and and uh, using my wand for quote unquote, business interview.
So,
Right? I mean, he might say that's not why are you doing that? That's not a good idea. And that's often what the very rational will tell you is that it's not a good idea to show your true self in
mm,
any kind of professional or public setting.
mm.
And I don't exactly know why. They think it's a bad idea.
Well, I mean, I could speak to that. Back in the day, when the Julias of the world arrived on the planet, they started changing things right away. Age 2, 3, 4, they're like, change! And like, why are we doing that? Just change it.
Change! Change
And
that!
yes, and they want to do it quickly too. That's this magic piece. It's not like let me introduce it gradually. It's like now. And so we found out over time that human beings tend to not like change, even if it's no good for them.
Mm,
And so they attack the change angel. And so many moons ago, a lot of change angels were attacked, and he
yes.
was hiding. And so I believe that your husband is saying, Julia, do you really want to be attacked again?
That's
Um,
right. Did you really want to
so-
be dunked and under the water?
exactly. So, but the good news is, in this time, in this age, those days are over. There's more of us now than ever before.
That's right.
And as long as we collaborate and bring our gifts together, then it's the new thing. In fact, I believe the Change Angel movement is the new movement because it's about the goodness of the planet. Which brings me beautifully to your offering on the planet. I know that you are a magician. I know you have the gift of visually communicating what you see on the behalf of the others. And I know you have the gift of communication. And you have lots of abilities. And in order to serve the world, you've created a business enterprise. Can you tell us about your business enterprise and the range of services that you offer the world so that we can be blessed by your change angelism? Okay?
Okay, well, not surprisingly, my business is called Magical Marketing,
Uh-huh.
and I'm really like to help people to magically attract their soul tribe by
Mm.
being self-expressed, authentically self-expressed.
Can
I
you give
like
an
to use
example
the
of
law
that?
of attraction with that too, because law of attraction is a law that if you're conscious of it, it seems as though you're a magician. So if you're able to consciously use the idea that like attracts like to attract your tribe, you realize you're attracting you. And so I help people to attract the people that are a perfect match to them by being truly authentic. It seems like it's magic. All you have to do is be willing to be vulnerable in public. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty intense that way. Sometimes people get a little like, oh, really? Because they were told that their authentic self isn't okay. But really, that's what's going to make you different and stand out. And as a person doing branding for over 30 years, I know that branding is about standing out. It's just what are you willing to be standing out about?
Mm.
Right? Like when I left Manhattan, I wasn't going to be willing to stand out or help anyone stand out about giving kids cancer or something like that, or making people really fat and unhealthy. So I find that now I'm able to attract exactly those change angels who are putting their purpose into their business,
Mm.
and that because they want to be independent and give their gifts in the most purest sense without being controlled by any outside forces. So they tend to be independent. So they
Yes.
probably have a team, but hopefully they do have a team. I encourage that. But they tend to be the misunderstood and the cutting edge, and those who find it difficult to express what they do. And it's amazing to me that people have a hard time expressing what they do, but they do. It's the thing that they've struggled with their whole career. You know, it's like years and years and years, and we can work together because of this whole channeling thing in a matter of minutes, literally minutes, solve a years-long problem of not knowing how to express who they really are. And
so let
so
me just
I do that.
So what I'm hearing is there's an angel for that.
There's an angel for that.
And you're the angel for the what? You tell me you're the angel of for what?
I'm definitely a website angel because I love websites. Website is such a great tool to get your purpose and your message out and then interact with people, you know, and like cause giving and receiving online. It can be as good as being there in person in a lot of ways. And in some ways it's better because it's online and you can record things and they can be there presenting yourself while you're not even awake. You could be in your bed asleep or you could be off vacationing someplace. So I love websites as a tool, and not very many designers, you know, I'm traditionally trained as a graphic designer. Not very many designers like websites because it's this uncontrolled environment where they can't always control the way it looks. So I've mastered the art of the self-express website. I call them wildly attractive websites because they are wildly attractive and they're always designed to express the purpose of my client visually as well as through the words that they use. And so I help people to clarify their purpose in a message and then in a visual expression. And that is a pleasure for me to do. It is my total pleasure. I just, you know, like I said, I did it for free, you know, before. I would do it for free if I could live on that. That would be great.
That's awesome. I think this is perfect for Change Angels because basically, as far as I've experienced so far, most of us we're on some mission that we're still trying to figure out. And I know it took me 12 years to actually come down to this is what it is, Change Angel. I think when I met you, I was called Mastery Unleashed.
Mastery Unleashed, which is a very similar thing, but it's more, the Change Angel is clarified. I know you meant the same thing back then.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, well, I was thinking that's what you meant.
Well, that's the whole point. That's my point I'm making right now, is if I knew that you were the angel for that, then my life would be different. And so I'm thinking of all the other Change Angels that I've met where they're saying, well, I'm really good at this, but I'm not sure about that. And they're just overwhelmed with their gifts and abilities.
Yeah, their talents.
Yes, and now they need the angel for that who can help you hone that into a crisp message or site and bring the message and the gifts out to the specific audience that we serve. So
I really feel that the Change Angels are meant to combine all those different things into the one offering that they have. And so it's their unique brand, like Change Angel. It's sort of, it reveals so much in just 2 words. And so I love to help people take and to consider all those things. Like I'll say to somebody, I think that you might have some kind of thing that you're not telling me about you do, like knitting or something. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I do knit. How did you know? Or they're like writing novels on the side or something, and that we want to actually bring those things in to so that it's the expression of the essential message, and that these are the various gifts, and you bring it all together and not leave them out, you know, and it's not too complex for your people. They're not simple people. Your people are cutting edge, they're brilliant, they can contain all of those various things, they can handle it. you know. It's just a matter of bringing it all together in under the umbrella of what is the essential message that you
Awesome.
have for the world.
On that note, I want to talk about the Change Angel Activation Conference that's coming up on October uh, on October 12th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. And I believe that you're coming.
I
And
can't come though, Nigel. This is the thing. I'm going to be there totally in spirit.
all right, well, let's work with that. But let me just tell people about the conference. It's the gathering.
If I could apparate, I would definitely be there.
Yeah, well, let's talk for a minute about that. But first of all, it's the gathering of gifted change angels like yourself.
Yes.
And who have a unique thing that, when it's combined with other change angels, could change the world. And it's a gift that other change angels need. So, I mean, but I'm hearing that change angels need the service that you have. Like, you're the angel for that a lot of angels need. Now, and the other thing about the event is that each of the change angels will actually get the stage to do an extended version of what you just did here.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, and demonstrate it so that the actual angels in the audience can experience what you're talking about. And so,
and be self-expressed themselves.
Yes. So what I'm thinking now, if you were coming, what would you be talking about? Give us the highlight of it, because there will be another one. And what I really want to do in this interview is have the people get excited about coming to see you wherever you are, especially if and when you show up at a Change Angel activation.
Yeah, I'll be at one of those. So what I would be talking about what I will be talking about when I'm at when I'm with the Change Angels, what I really want to do is help Change Angels see that their authentic self is the most important thing to be expressing, and the message that they have being the most important umbrella brand for them. And so I love to help people see, it's just all in you. And it's not like they have to go outside to get somebody who's an expert in the field to tell them what their brand should be and what their marketing message should be, but really that it's within you.
Beautiful. And so you'd be able to do
the magic is inside of you.
Yes. And you'd be able to do a demo of that
totally. A demo where you could create it right there in a matter of a few minutes, actually.
Awesome. Well, this is why I wanted to interview you. I wanted the world to know that you exist, and that to the extent that they're not interacting with you, they're creating delay and cost to themselves, right? So Angel Julia is the angel for that, for getting your expression out into your marketing, into your website, whatever it is. She has the gift that just makes it happen naturally. And so just to support you some more, so where can people find you?
Well, I have a little gift for Change Angels.
Go ahead.
Can I give them a gift?
Yeah, give us a gift.
Okay, so I wrote a book. It's called Branding from the Heart: How to Share Your Purpose Through Marketing That Attracts Your Tribe and Inspires a Revolution. And in this book,
Say that again. Beautiful. Say that again.
Say it again. Branding from the Heart: How to Share Your Purpose Through Marketing That Attracts Your Tribe and Inspires a Revolution.
Ooh.
And I go through all the steps in this book of how to look at what is perfect for you. You know, who's your soul tribe? Who do you want to attract? And what is it that is your essential message? And then how to create a brand message and brand your offerings via your purpose, so that every time you're marketing, you're really just living your soul's purpose and attracting your tribe.
Wow, that is so awesome, Julia.
So here's how they can get that.
Yes.
This is the URL. It's www.brandingfromtheheartbook.com. So all one word, brandingfromtheheartbook.com.
And they'll be able to get it on the link below this video. Okay.
All right, great.
And I would like people to comment on this interview, give us some feedback about the angel Julia, what you like about her, just tell us how you feel. So at least you'll know, Angel Julia, what the audience, at least the Change Angel audience, think about you.
Yes, and I'd love to know what I've inspired you to think about you as well, because a lot of the time when people say to me is, I didn't know that I was attracting me, and that is the life-changing realization. I'm attracting those who are on the same life path as I am. Now, how from here can I express that? And if that inspires you in some way, I'd love to see your comments down below about what that inspires you to feel or think about you.
Oh, this is so beautiful, Angel Julia. So let's wrap this up by recapping. So, are you a change angel?
Totally.
Yes. Why are you here?
To inspire and uplift people to transform the world for this experience of magic.
And what is the archetype that you've chosen to express that in the most magnificent way?
Magical wizard.
Beautiful. And give us synopsis of the vision of heaven on earth now that Julia was here, Julia left that.
Everyone is totally free to be self-expressed and then creating the world of our dreams.
And then finally, your vehicle that you've created that allows you to distribute your magical gifts on the planet to the maximum of your ability. What's the name of your vehicle?
My vehicle is Magical Marketing.
And it can be found at Magical Marketing, but they'll get to you through the book, right?
Yeah, go through the book. Get the book, brandingfromtheheartbook.com.
Awesome. Well, Angel Julia, it's been a pleasure. You've reminded me why I liked you in the first place, and I'm so pleased. And I want to share you with the rest of the Change Angel community so that you can bless them, whether they see you at the conference or whether they come to you directly. So please, every angel, please go check out the book and start getting yourself in your movement. And so until our next interview, I wish you goodbye. And would you like to bless us out with anything? Angel Julia, to say a blessing?
Go forth and attract your soul tribe.
Oh, that's so beautiful. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Nigel.